It's been a minute since I've done this. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. That feels crazy to say. Actually crazy. Hi. So, I should have had a video come out before this. That is not my normal style of video. It's just kind of, I wanted to dip my toe slowly back into this. I wanted it to be sentimental and sappy and just like kind of a different form of creativity for me. So I did. This video is also very different to different videos that I've done in the past. It's kind of my April TBR. If you're new here, TBR stands for to be read. But yeah, I really wanted to do kind of what Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte does, wherein she does like resets. And seeing as I haven't posted since the beginning of February, I think, I wanted to essentially do a quarterly reading reset or like a spring cleaning type of thing. So to start out this video, we're going to be kind of just cleaning up my office slash my book room, library, whatever you want to call it, but just cleaning things up. I've already done it. I'm filming this later. Sprucing it up because this has just kind of been a catch-all room. I started doing it in the first video, but it needed a deep clean. So I went ahead and did that. So I'll roll that footage here for you now. Now that this room is finally clean and complete and it's a space that I want to be in again, I figured we could talk about some of the books that I would like to attempt to read in April. I'm super behind on my reading goal. I also don't fully know what I'm in the mood to read. So this is a TBR, but it's more like hopefuls and giving myself a wide variety. You guys can recommend me books. I have been so out of the game for such a long time, or at least it feels like a long time. I don't know what new releases have come out. I just remembered today that Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun came out. I kicked the tripod with my foot, so the lighting is definitely different. I'm so sorry. But honestly, I think I like this setup better. Before anyone clowns on me in the comments, yes, I'm sitting in a chair in front of a chair. My dogs like to sit in that chair, so it's open for them in case they come in here and they want to lay down. I read 2 books while I was away, so there will not be a wrap-up of the books that I read while I was away. I'll just incorporate them in my April wrap-up. Hopefully I will have read enough books in April to warrant a wrap-up, but either way, I digress. I did start some other books though that I haven't finished yet that I would like to wrap up in the month of April. Take a shot every single time I say wrap up. Please don't, you might die. With this comeback, I also want to focus more on being my genuine, authentic self. I'm still censoring swear words out because I don't want to get demonetized, but I want to show like my personality. I mentioned that I want to sort out who I am, and sometimes when I watch old videos, it is me, but it's a version of me that I created for this platform, and I don't like that. I think it's weird. I think it's creepy. I feel like if you met me in person, I would be a completely different person, and that just feels wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with the person I put online. That is a part of me. It's just a very cookie cutter part of me, and that's what I don't like, because I'm a human being. I'm messy, I make mistakes. I'm not cookie cutter as much as I would love to be. And I think that by putting that out online, other people will be like, oh, that's how I need to act. Not that people want to act like me, I'm not saying that. But like, when I see people act perfectly online to like fit a certain type of mold, I'm like, oh, that's who I want to be. And then you idolize it and it's like, okay, but I'm still a human being. I still make mistakes. There are still parts of me that are ugly. You can take those and leave those. I don't really care. But I would just like to, not that I want to like put everything out there. I don't know. I ramble a lot. I talk a lot. I put my foot in my mouth. And I don't want to put my foot in my mouth on the internet where I can live forever. But I just want to be myself. I'm an idiot. Like, I ramble a lot. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to social situations and things I should or shouldn't say. I overthink just about everything. I plan things and then don't follow through with my plans. That's one of my favorite pastimes. Couldn't tell you why. Half of that you know about me. Half of that you might know about me, but you've never seen it before, and I want to show more of my... That sounds wrong. See, like that. Like, I say things that are wrong that I don't mean. I didn't mean that, but it's funny, so I'm gonna leave it in probably. I don't know. I just wanted to have a heart-to-heart chat. I didn't want to just jump straight into books. In case you missed the other video, there's a synopsis of it. Now let's talk about the books that I want to potentially read in April. That was so long-winded, and people are more here for short-form content now. I don't care. I am going to be starting shorts though, and a TikTok, which is crazy. I've been filming some things. So hopefully that will launch a couple days after this. Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I won't even keep up with it. But I've been doing it. I've been liking it, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I would share that as well. So, one of the books that I started while I was away was The Heir by Sophie Lark. I haven't been reading it physically. I've been reading it on my Kindle, but I do want to read it physically so that I can annotate it. Yeah, I'm like 160 pages in. Damn, I'm far. Like a quarter of the way through? What? Why can't I speak? Oh my god. Nothing's changed. Obviously, this is a romance. It's the first book in the Kingmaker series, which is the spin-off series to the Brutal Birthright series, which I finished in December, I think. This is following the children of that series, as well as her, I think it's called the Underworld series, but they're mafia romances. And this one is set at a mafia boarding school, following some of the children from the first series. We are following Leo, Anna, and Dean. So we get 3 perspectives in this one. This is a childhood friends to lovers. Leo and Dean are cousins, and it's their first time meeting at Kingmakers, and they're like arch nemesis. They're each other's arch nemesis. But yeah, Kingmakers is a boarding school where in lieu of going to college, these kids go to this school. It's very remote. You can't talk to your family for like a year, and they learn based on the program that they're enrolled in how to do their specific role in their mafia family. So all of them are enrolled as heirs to take over their family's legacies. Super intriguing. I'm really enjoying it. Sophie Lark has a very easy writing style to fly through. I read this typically when I'm at the gym or on the treadmill, and I am loving it. So I'm excited to be back in this world. And like I said, it kind of feels like a fantasy because it's taking place at this like secluded boarding school, but like a low fantasy because there's obviously no magic in it. But yeah, I'm obsessed with it so far. I'm really enjoying it. So I cannot wait to continue on with this one and hopefully finish it in the month of April. Then I read a little bit of poetry. I did actually finish a poetry book in February and a poetry book in April, or March. So I'm still on track for that goal, surprisingly. But I also started my poetry book for April, and that is Swimming Lessons by Lily Reinhart, who is the actress that was in Riverdale playing Betty. This one, my best friend recommended to me. She said she actually loved this poetry collection. I was apprehensive to read it because sometimes when celebrities get a book deal, it's just because they're celebrities. I was really hesitant to pick this one up because I didn't know if I would like it. I didn't know if the poetry would resonate with me, but it's actually really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I should have known because Lily Reinhart is a genius, but I'm like 70 pages in. I will probably end up finishing this one tonight. I've just kind of been taking my time with it, but quite a few of these have made me tear up so far, so very happy that I picked this one up. And thank you, Lindsay, for telling me to read it and being on my about it because I really needed this. The last, well, I guess not the last one that I started, but the other physical book that I started while I was away is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I actually started this at the beginning of this week. I have been meaning to read this for a while. Her 3rd book comes out this year in just a couple of months, but her novella bind-up has already come out. I have not read any of the novellas, even though I've had them for months. So excited to be reading more Ali Hazelwood. This one is about B. Kingsvasser, who ends up getting not a promotion, but she gets a job at NASA to lead this project as a neuroscientist, and her partner slash, like, what does she keep calling it? Co-lead. Her co-lead on this project is Levi Ward, who she worked with in the past when she was like a sophomore or something in her master's program, and he took a lot of issue with her. So it's an enemies to lovers workplace kind of romance. I'm very excited about it. I'm 32 pages in. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. I know that so many people are like, their biggest qualm with this is that it's so similar to The Life Hypothesis, but 9 times out of 10 I want to read the exact same thing but not know what happens. So that honestly sounds perfect for me. I've also heard people say that it's completely different, so I don't know. I don't really care. It's Ali Hazelwood and it's a romance, so I'm gonna read it. Then on my Kindle, I don't have this one physically, I started The Frat Boy by Nikki Sloan. I don't think I've talked about this one. Maybe I did right before I left. I have not made tons of progress in this one. I think I'm like 60% of the way through. It's good. It's very smutty. Typical Nikki Sloan. I'm enjoying it. Not nearly as much as The Architect. I think that one will always reign as my favorite, but it's the 4th book in the Nashville Neighborhood series. It's kind of enemies to lovers. They both are forced into, well, not forced into, but they don't really see any other viable options to like get jobs, so they turn to the adult film industry, and they're living in the same house, so it's forced proximity in order to pay for college and have a place to live, because they know they can make a lot of money doing this. So they join like an adult film industry company thing. It's good. The tension is good. The smutty scenes are good, but they're not as good as The Architect. That one was my favorite by far, so it's fine, but probably my 3rd favorite in the series, and I don't really see it getting higher, to be honest. So I just really haven't had the motivation to read it because I don't think it's going to be anything special, but who knows? I will finish it. I just don't know when. It's not super high priority for me. Then we have the book that I was the most anxious to get to right before I left, and that is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I also want to read her like F1 inspired series that she has, but this is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Did I already say that? I don't remember. I did start this. I don't know how far I got. Not very far. I need to restart it, but this one is the 2nd book in the Dreamland Billionaires series. We are following Declan and Iris, and it's a fake, or a marriage of convenience trope between 2 best friends. I'm very excited for this one because I loved the fine print, and I'm disappointed that this one's not hate to love because that's just kind of where my head is at right now, but I have a feeling that I will still love it, and I have a feeling that there will still be good banter because that's what the fine print gave me, and already there's been some good banter between 2 people who are not even in love with each other. They're not the main couple. They're just friends. I trust Lauren Asher. I think that this one's gonna be a good one. Speaking of hate to love and toxic relationships, I have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I saw this at my Barnes & Noble and I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. I have never seen a copy of this physically in my life before, so I had to pick it up. This was everywhere quite a few months ago, and I think it's still relatively popular. I think the 4th book has come out at this point, but I don't know. I just know that this is about Magnolia and BJ and their very, very toxic relationship, and basically if you like Blair and Chuck's relationship from Gossip Girl, you might like this. It's very like pretentious, I've heard, or at least the characters are very pretentious. It's very back and forth. It's not a healthy romance, but people go nuts for it, so I'm excited. This one seems to be calling my name recently. I have a feeling I'm going to love this, and I think it's dual POV, which I didn't know. Also makes me all the more intrigued. I have a couple more like random ones and then this is done. I want to read romance, obviously. When do I not? But I also want to read like some thrillers, so I have The Best of Both Worlds in romantic suspense, My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but it's short and it's romance and it's Tessa Bailey, so I'm really not that worried about it. I just know it's about like a teacher who goes on vacation, and I believe in her Airbnb there is a corpse when she walks in, and her and the bounty hunter are trying to like solve the mystery, and they end up falling in love. Pretty vague, but that's all I know. Then, because I want some thrillers, I picked up Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which is the novella that I believe goes between Good Girl, Bad Blood and As Good as Dead. And this one is like a murder mystery party, and Pip is trying to solve it. She's not happy about being there, but she's trying to solve it. It's like 1920s themed. Don't know too much more about it. I haven't heard really anything about this. Let me know if you want a dedicated reading vlog for this, since I did dedicated reading vlogs for the first 2 books. I know this one's only a novella, so I don't know if you guys would want that or not, but I do want to continue on with the series and then finally read As Good as Dead, and then I can move on to her next book, 5 Survive. You guys tell me what you want. And then lastly, I have a fantasy book that I have heard no one talk about. That could be because I haven't really been watching bookish videos, consuming any bookish content, but I saw it and it looked interesting. It's also freaking massive, so I don't know who I think I am, but we have The Last Binding by R.R. Virdi. This one I believe is, yeah, South Asian inspired fantasy. Basically, the inside flap says, all legends are born of truths, and just as much lies. These are mine. Judge me for what you will, but you will hear my story first. I buried the village of Ampere under a mountain of ice and snow. Then I killed their god. I've stolen old magics and been cursed for it. I started a war with those who walked before mankind and lost the princess I loved and wanted to save. I've called lightning and bound fire. I am legend, and I am a monster. My name is Ari, and this is the story of how I let loose the first evil. It sounds so freaking good. And then I started it, and by started it, I mean like I read 2 pages. I read 2 sentences. I walked into the tavern in search of the most important thing in the world, a story. And I ended up swept into the most dangerous one of all. Kidding me? Already? The writing. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Those are the books that have kind of caught my attention lately that I really want to read this month, potentially, and in the very near future. Hopefully I will be back consistently. That's kind of the plan. Let me know what videos you guys want to see from me now that I am back. I have a couple of ideas, but not tons. I just missed making videos, so here I am. The other thing that I might want to read is the Mind F series by St. Abbey, because like I said, romantic suspense sounds delightful right now. But yeah, that's really it. Thanks for having a heart-to-heart with me. Thanks for cleaning up this room with me. I enjoyed that process very much. I hope that it was satisfying for you guys. If you like that style of video / content and you want me to do this every quarter, let me know. If you want this to be one and done, that's also fine. Just let me know. But yeah, I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back and making genuine like bookish content again, because like I said, I have missed it so much. But yeah, I hope you're doing well reading, mentally and otherwise. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, even though it was very different, and I really hope to see you all in my next one very, very soon. Bye guys.